For a time, we tried to contact him by radio, but no response.
Welcome to TakeOver Day for this pod. Gentlemen, it's been a little bit of a build up to this Sunday's NXT TakeOver event. How do we feel going into this? Or, does this feel like a takeover to you, or does it just kind of feel like a card thrown together at the last minute?
I don't think it feels like a takeover at all, to be honest with you. Little to no hype, pretty much. I didn't even realize there was a takeover until they said something, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
No hype into it at all. It's just not there for me right now.
No, not at all. It doesn't feel like a takeover at all. It's probably because it wasn't attached to the Rumble this year.
Yeah.
So it feels kind of off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of feel like it's like when the takeovers on Saturday night as well. They've been throwing them on Sundays lately, and that kind of throws it off for me.
Yeah, I don't get why do they have to do it on a Sunday? There's no reason not to put it on Saturday night like it's always been. I don't understand why, just because I don't get the shift to Sunday night.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of people are just so used to Sunday events, and with them not running them back to back, if that's why they're doing it. But I would have rather had this, like Donald said, attached to the Rumble. Yeah. Like, I get this year for WrestleMania, with WrestleMania being 2 nights, it's not going to be attached to it, and that's fine. But for something like the Rumble, that gives the whole weekend a bigger feel.
True. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. I mean, we'll get into the card. We'll break it down matchup wise and see what we think, what's going to happen. I don't think takeovers have left us down. I don't think I've watched the takeover yet where it's been. I was really disappointed with that takeover. So even though there's not a whole lot of hype into it, there are some really good matchups on this card, and
it's true.
I'm sure it'll deliver just like every other takeover does.
There's been a few like that where it's been like a lull going in, but then the pay-per-view delivers itself.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into it. Let's get going.
Okay.
Apologize for the delay. We had some technical difficulties here working with the backdrop. So apologize for getting started a little bit later. Appreciate you just hopping on here Friday night, joining with us. As we break this card along, shoot us a message, shoot us a Skype, tweet, any other way of getting a hold of us during this time while we broadcast live to you and breaking down this card. Give us your picks. Let us know what you're excited for, what you don't care to see, so on and so forth. And we'll throw in some additional nuggets as we break down this card here going forward.
Absolutely. So let's dive into it. Let's start off with the Dusty Classic Finals. So we have 2 of those this year for the first time, a men's and women's. Just to give a little bit of difference in the card, let's start with the first time ever, the women's Dusty Classic Finals. We have Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart.
Before we go around the horn here and get everybody's predictions and thoughts so far, are you guys Dusty Classic fatigued?
Absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Not these past few matches. Like early on, I was. When it gets towards the end, it gets better. So,
I mean, to me, like Wednesday night, there were so many. Like, you had 3 Dusty Cup matches, which pretty much made up your card Wednesday night. I'm not saying that the matches were bad, but like by the end of the show, I was like, I'm dustied out. I don't like. I'm not excited to see the finals here, and this is a shame because with the women, like it's the first ever cup for them. I'm surprised they haven't done it sooner, but I get not having the women on the roster to pull it off. And then you add in the additional cherry on top from Wednesday night where they came out and said that the winners will get a future shot at the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. I was tweeting out along with the show live Wednesday night, and I said that match will happen at WrestleMania, in my opinion. That'll be their title shot. They'll get put on the WrestleMania card. Since it is 2 nights, I think that's a good way to go there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You think they're doing multiple NXT matches on Mania?
There has been a rumor that the NXT title is going to be showcased.
Okay.
So
yeah. So I mean,
the title I could see.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, so I'm fine with them if they do give the women a title shot here. I'm fine with them putting it on the Mania card. Whether or not that means they win, I don't know. If you necessarily give a WrestleMania moment to 2 NXT women that aren't necessarily true tag teams, but the main roster hasn't used true tag teams, so
no,
go figure.
No. The current champions aren't. Yeah,
the one true tag team they had, they split up. And put them with other women for other tag teams. Go figure. So yeah, enough. I didn't mean to dissect there, but I just, coming into it, I think that might have been one of the reasons why the excitement wasn't there as well. Is like kind of got overloaded with Dusty Cup leading up to it, and I would have preferred it just been, the Dusty Cup by itself and not lead into the matches that take over.
I think I would have been happier if they would have done the men's Dusty Cup first and then after that do the women's, because honestly, every year I get Dusty Cup fatigued. Even whenever it was just the men's before. It's always just, it's too much. And yeah, they need to do something different. And next year, it can't be at the same time.
Yeah, so... All right, but back to the match at hand. Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai, Ember Moon, Shotzi Blackheart. I think if you looked at the bracket going into this when they kicked this off, this is probably the most likely final that you would have came up with. I don't know too many people that would have bet against this final if it was your initial picks going into it. So, Donald, who you got and why?
I'm gonna go with Raquel and Dakota, just because they're the top heels, quote unquote, tag down in NXT. So I feel that they're gonna win, and especially to showcase Raquel off. I think she deserves a title run with some type of title.
Jay,
I'm going Shotzi and Ember. I hope, if they win, I hope they keep it down in NXT for a while. Like the titles, and maybe give another shot to somebody else down there. But I got Ember and Blackheart.
Chris,
since the beginning, I think Dakota and Raquel have been my pick. I didn't have who they were going to face against, but I figured they were going to go to the finals just because of Raquel's stock growing. That's who I want to win. Now that they've thrown this future title match in. I'm kind of thinking Ember Moon and Shotzi, especially if it would be a Mania match. I think that's who they would pit them against.
That's what changed my mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dakota and Raquel, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ember and Shotzi won this match just for that stipulation alone.
Who'd you cut out there? I didn't hear. Who'd you go with?
Dakota and Raquel.
Yeah. The title shot, whether or not they do that in Mania, I don't know. That's just me speculating that it'll be on the Mania card.
It'll probably be at Fastlane.
But since the title shot's given, obviously with Nia and Shayna being champions right now, you're not going to have a heel versus heel match. At Mania for the belts. So I can see Ember and Shotzi winning. Me personally, I think Raquel and Dakota should win it, but the title shot is swaying me the other side. And like Donald said, Raquel to me is like I said it before on the podcast. She's China 2.0. I think she's going to be a big star, huge things, and I wouldn't be surprised if coming out of this year she was NXT Women's Champion.
There's a very good possibility of that. You're right with Bianca so far, with her stock. So
yeah, I don't want to pat myself on the back yet.
Yeah. All right, let's move over to the men's then. The men's Dusty Classic final match: MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans.
I said on the podcast last week, and Jason shook his head no. I said MSK would, win the Dusty Cup or at least be in the finals.
That match impressed me, or on Wednesday impressed me with Fantel, whatever. I can't even get their name right.
Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah, with them two.
Yeah, no, that match was insane. I told you that the best attributes they have is their creativity in the ring with their moveset, and you get those four in the ring, they'll come up with some crazy stuff. The fireman's carry into the splash in the corner that they pulled off with Joaquin Wilde, formerly DJZ from Impact, was insane. So great match for them.
Formerly Shima Zion here in Pittsburgh too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get the Grizzled Young Vets.
I still like them. I thought they should have won last year.
I don't know what it is in particular or why, or I just don't know. Like something's just not there for me. I don't know. Like I know I don't like them, so they're doing their part there, but it's not like a
heel dislike.
Yeah, like
they're just not connecting with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just not connecting with me. I can't figure out why, because they're really good in the ring. I mean, I've watched some of their matches in NXT UK, but for whatever reason, there's just something there that's not clicking, and I can't go in with them. Like people were in love with them on Wednesday night, and I'm like, I don't see it, but not everybody's going to be everybody's cup of tea. So
it's true. I was actually really surprised that Thatcher and Ciampa didn't win.
Yeah, we've seen that in the past. For whatever reason, injury or whatever the case may be as to why they got thrown into the tournament is one thing. But I don't think it wasn't typical of the two individuals coming together to form a team to win the Dusty Cup like we've seen in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they got in there, they put over the teams that they put over. They had a really good battle with Undisputed Era, and then they lose to the Grizzled Young Vets. So I really like them too as a tag team. I wouldn't mind seeing them stick together as a team coming out of this and moving forward. I'm not sure which one of you said it, but them two together remind me, like you guys said, with Cesaro and Sheamus in the bar. So I think they could work out really well as a tag team moving forward. But
all right, who does everybody have? Donald, start?
I have MSK winning. I see them versus Lurch and Oni. Sorry. Yeah, I see that their styles are different, and if Grizzled Young Vets fight the champs, it's too much of the same style. So I'm looking at different styles facing each other. So I got MSK winning.
Jay?
I still can't get with people that throw up hand signs and all that shit. I'm going with the Grizzlies.
Well, when they were the Rascals in Impact, they used to do this.
Yeah, we'll go with Grizzly Young Vets on this one. They're impressing me, but I'm going to go with the Vets.
So just because the hand signs, they're out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this was the early 90s, you better watch out.
I think I agree. Like what you said before about the Grizzled Young Vets, something just doesn't click with me. I'm really surprised how much they've shotgunned MSK since they came in for this Dusty Classic.
I'm not.
I didn't expect them to be in the finals. I really didn't. I was cool with. I figured they'd probably get to semifinals or something, but I didn't expect them to get to finals. But yeah, I'll give them the rub. They're gonna win. They're gonna take it home.
I said it on Wednesday night that the way that they've booked MSK, whether or not they win this, has made them a legitimate tag team straight out the chute. And I think whenever I was reading the write-up on K-Shot Seats the next day, whoever wrote the NXT recap said the same thing. They've booked them solid, and I think with each match that they've done so far, they've given more and more of what they can do in the ring and how they're going to operate moving forward. I expect the push to continue. I'll go with MSK winning it in the shocker. Typically, you could see Triple H go in, oh, you guys didn't win last year, so, this year we're going to put you over all the way and have GYV win it. But in the battle of the Alphabet Bull, I'll go with MSK over GYV.
Okay. All right, let's get into our first title match of the night. We have the NXT Women's Championship. Champion Io Shirai versus Toni Storm versus Mercedes Martinez.
This could be match of the night. Chris, as you know, on our prediction shows, we like to run through at the end and give what we think will be match of the night based off of the card. And this may be my entry here at the end of the show. But does anybody else think that Mercedes Martinez is only in this match to take the pin?
That's possible.
This might have been her get me out of Retribution.
She definitely
Put the tag on me or I'll walk.
Yeah, she definitely got out of Retribution for sure. But I think that with no build, no real big build, I don't think Tony's going to take the pin in this match. They have a natural story to tell with Tony, and Tony and Io, which she alluded to with her beating Io in the Mae Young finals to win the Classic. So, you can run with that storyline. But I think Mercedes will be the one to get the one to be pinned in this match. So, Donald, who you got?
I have Io retaining. I just see her taking it to Mania, and then her finally losing the title in Mania. So just off of those points, just off of that point, I think Io is going to retain.
Is this a clean sweep for Io? Are we all going Io 4-0 here? Or is somebody going to be a kid? Jay, I know if you're going to pick, I think you're going to pick that. That's not a legitimate wrestling reason why.
Look, now that y'all put the title on Mania, I'm going to go with Io. If it wasn't that, I'd have said Mercedes.
Really?
Really?
I'd have said Mercedes.
Okay.
It was. I think that might have been her deal to get out of Retribution. Like, put the title on me, or I'll walk out altogether. Y'all owe me.
So she pulling the Warrior off,
even if it's a brief run. But if you're saying there's going to Mania, I'm gonna pick Io.
I wasn't expecting that from you. I really wasn't.
Yeah, Tony.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're Mr. Tony Storm.
That would literally read on the marriage certificate.
I mean, I was prepared to sit there and say, for the first time ever, me and Jason agree on something here. But I'll be the one to say it. I think Tony's going to walk away with the title on Sunday. I think what this is reminding us a little bit of last year, whenever it was Rhea, Charlotte, and Io in the match, and nobody expected Io to walk out. And I'm kind of thinking that's going to be the same thing. The triple threat match is going to benefit somebody else, and Tony's going to take advantage of it. Whether Mercedes is the one to take the pin, or if Tony beats Io clean, I still think Tony's going to walk out. There's a reason she came back to the main NXT roster and not on NXT UK.
Yeah, I think your last sentiment there is correct. There's a reason why she came back. I don't think, given who she is and what she's done, that to me, not that it would be a wasted win for her to win it in this triple threat, but I think she's the type of person that you would put over in a one-on-one match, and not necessarily do it in a triple threat just for shock and awe. Not that Io was that much shock and awe with Charlotte and Rhea, because they told that story and everybody kind of figured that Io would, well, at least I did go into that it was Io's time to take over and be the mainstay in the division. I thought Rhea would have got called up a lot sooner than what she did to the main roster, but that's in the past.
I definitely don't have a problem with Io. I think she's done a great job as champion the past almost year now.
Yeah, I got Io winning this, and then this will be probably the kickoff to her and Tony one-on-one. Like I said, Mercedes take the pin. Tony comes out. Hey, you didn't beat me. You beat Mercedes. You didn't beat me. And now I want my one-on-one shot. So I'll let that roll into Mania and have that match at Mania with them too.
Okay. All right, let's move on to our next title match. The NXT North American Championship of champion Johnny Gargano versus Kashina.
Johnny Gargano is fantastic.
I hate the man, but the way is just
like, it's hilarious. Everything he does is great. I mean, from the turn me to the Tron. I need to face the Tron. Turn me. Now turn me back. Turn me back. I mean,
Johnny Wheelchair.
Johnny Wheelchair. You know how I hate wheels? Like, I mean, everything he does is great. This is him in his groove and his wheelhouse, and he is just crushing this. Him and Candice were great when they used to do the dinners themselves. But now you add in Indy and Austin, and it works. Everything they've done so far. Has a broken arm, but is in a wheelchair. And getting the way they lifted him up and put him on the top rope, and it was just great. With all that being said, though, I'll go first. Kushita's gonna win on Sunday. It's his time. Let him get the belt. He's due, and Johnny can go do tag team stuff or work his way back into the title picture here. But I think it's Kushita's time to get the strap and move forward as champion.
And I agree too. I think it definitely is Kushita's time. Again, he didn't leave New Japan for just to, job it out for a couple matches or for a couple years. Kushita's winning.
Yeah, I feel like he's been just wasting away on the roster, so I think this is his time. I think it's a clean sweep.
Ooh. No. I will say I'm glad Kushita's finally getting a match that he deserves to be in and getting put in a title match. I agree. He just hasn't been used up to this point where I thought he was going to be for so long. I'm thinking that the way he's going to figure out a way to get Johnny to retain this title match, and maybe another match down the road, whether near or after. But I'm going Gargano retaining.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so that takes us to our main event, the NXT Championship, Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne.
I think the match itself will be really good. I think it might be great. It might be one of the better main events you see on a takeover with these two in the ring. But there's just nothing there for me to get truly excited for it. So much of it was, interacting with Kyle O'Reilly and Balor, and then Dunn comes in. It's just, I don't know. It's like the third wheel that they just put him in there so Balor could have a match on TakeOver with the title being defended. It's not grabbing my attention from a storyline perspective.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think this could possibly be match of the night and definitely contender for match of the year. Like Steve said, the story there's just too many parts into it. It was like with McAfee and then the tag champs and Undisputed Era and this and that, and it just seems like it was thrown together, even though the two could have been destined to fight each other. But I believe Finn is going to win because I still see him and Cross at TakeOver and Mania fighting each other. So I'm going Finn.
You don't think they do Balor and Walter?
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that might be later down the line. I do.
All right. Jay?
I'm going to go with it could be match of the night if it doesn't end in the coup de grace. Hate that move. But I'm going to go with Finn retaining.
Okay.
Chris?
So Finn to me isn't great on the mic, and wherever Finn mic skills are at, Dunn's are so much below that, and I think that's where a lot of the lackluster build to this match has been. Where I think this match is going to speak for itself in the ring. Finn's had some great matches. I think this is just another great match that Finn's going to have now that he's back in NXT. Whether it is match of the night or match of the year contendership, I think it could be there. I do see Finn retaining. I'm thinking, we've been seeing some hype videos for Imperium on NXT lately. I'm thinking Imperium showing up this Sunday night, and that's going to build to NXT UK takeover, and right now scheduled for June. And I think that's where we're finally going to see Finn and Walter.
Hold the title that long?
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be champion versus champion, or if it'll just be for the UK title, but because it's going to be in Dublin. They really wanted Finn for that event, so I think that'll be the point to that event is to highlight Finn on the show.
What's the next scheduled takeover?
That's the next one after this right now.
Okay.
There could be another one thrown in, but they haven't announced anything yet.
You make Cross wait that long?
I mean, now he's going after cruiserweight, so who knows what they're going to do with him.
Is that for the belt on Wednesday?
No, it's not for the belt.
I mean, he's technically not a cruiserweight, so.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been very clear on the classification for cruiserweight. So yeah. I think this is just storyline,
filler. In the anime world.
Because it's time for Delgado to come off that belt too.
Some for them to do until it's time to actually start building him and Finn. Because I mean he didn't lose the belt. It got taken off him from injury, so he's going to have to go get it back at some point in time. So I got Finn winning. I don't see Dunn getting the strap here. There's no point in taking it off Finn. Chris, you don't like what Finn's done on the mic since he's come back to NXT?
I don't dislike it. He's just not. I just don't think he sells anything. His mic skills have improved a little bit. They're still not there.
All right.
But I mean, his in-ring work speaks for itself. I mean, that's what sells it is his matches.
Yeah, in-ring work has never been an issue for Finn.
No.
So
you give him them sit-down promos. Those seem to be better than his actual in-ring mic skills.
Yeah.
I still want to know where the hell this is going with him and Undisputed Era. They're not on this card at all.
That's probably with Imperium, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't see them feuding with Birch in them too long after this, unless McAfee comes back. But he's not on.
Triple H did say on his conference call, he spoke about McAfee and said Pat's reaction to being fired on air was an overreaction. But he did say no timetable to bring him back yet. Pat's super busy. I mean, he's doing 900 things. He's grinding. He's out there taking over the internet like he does on a weekly basis. It pretty much a 7-day, 24/7 job for him. So yeah, I think when the time's right and something is able to be worked out, I think you will see Pat McAfee back. But I don't see it being anytime soon. And yeah, I mean that's it there. I think Finn wins no matter where they go. After that, it's up in the air, but he's gonna win on Sunday. So all right, that's the card. That's the breakdown. You guys want to go around and give your match of the night predictions?
So
Start with you down there at the bottom left.
I go for Finn and Dunn. Like I said, potential match of the night, possibly candidate for match of the year. So I go with those two.
All right.
I'm going
Jay?
Finn Dunn 2, and then the triple threat will be a close second.
Chris?
like that. I mean, I'll just continue on. Finn and Dunn has potential for match of the night.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go against Finn in this scenario here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was in there with Kyle O'Reilly. You think him and Dunn would have good chemistry in the ring? I don't know if they've ever worked together before.
I don't know either.
But
They have similar styles, so I think that it has potential.
yeah, for me, it's a coin flip, honestly, between this match and the triple threat. But my sleeper would be MSK and GYV. I think that has like a not an FTR, American Alpha type of match, but potential to, like, when you're done, that's the match that you might be talking about the most off this card. So I'll go with that. All right. Anybody got any other thoughts on NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day? I hate the name.
Yeah.
Like, that's another thing. Like, it's Valentine's Day. I know you're not going to do St. Valentine's Day Massacre like you did on the main card, but I mean, to throw off Vengeance, like,
I mean, yeah, Vengeance was a main card event, so
yeah, that's what
It sounds like a Die Hard movie.
Die Hard Vengeance Day.
Is Dexter Lewis hosting this one?
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, it's been something. Everything's been off as far as build for this.
It feels like, yeah.
The name, the stories, the rush to get into things. Fatigue from the Dusty Cup, because that's all that there was. Like, just wasn't. It's not something that's like, oh man, TakeOver's coming and I can't wait.
Yeah.
Like I said, the match is going to deliver. The matches are going to deliver. They always do on TakeOver, but it's not one of the TakeOvers I've been most excited for.
No, I agree.
All right. Well, thanks for hopping on live with us tonight, breaking down NXT TakeOver Vengeance. As always, join us tomorrow for your Saturday brunch bunch. We'll go live at 11 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitter. Gentlemen, anything else before we get out of here for tonight?
Nothing from this end.
Yeah. See you tomorrow morning for episode 24.
All right. And that's the NXT TakeOver Prediction Show. Until next time, catch us around the way.